I'm Matt Hannah.
And this is Horror Hour with the Hannahs.
And we got a brand new microphone for Hannah's birthday, so if we sound better, that's why.
Classic Matt buying me things he wants to for my birthday.
That's how all presents should be.
No. Actually, I did that to you once when I bought a DNA kit for our dog.
True. We buy trips for each other.
That's so true,
so,
bestie.
come on.
But when I buy you trips, I buy things that you've been talking about.
Yeah.
Like, when we went snorkeling, it's because you kept talking about going snorkeling.
True.
Yeah.
I still think you're making shit up. But let's talk about this movie.
No, I'm not making anything up.
Well,
okay,
we got a new mic. I hope we sound good. Leave a comment if you think we sound good. I think we sound good.
Tell me I sound pretty.
Perfect. Yeah, you sounded terrible on that old mic.
Yeah, I also just don't have a great sounding voice, and I know that, and that's
true.
Okay, but...
Shut the fuck up.
I don't know how you listen to me all day, frankly, but...
No. Stop with the self-deprecating. It's unbecoming.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So today we are talking about A Quiet Place Day 1, written and directed by Michael Sarnowski, and starring Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn.
I think this one got kind of sidelined by Longlegs because the marketing for Longlegs was just so good. So we had to cover that first. But now we're here. We actually saw this before Longlegs, but
we actually saw it in the same week. We went to the movies twice.
Oh, that was a great week.
Bad
and
bitches.
AMC, who I love, messed up a little bit. So they messed up real bad. Also, I don't know if you're hearing. Well, maybe the good mic was good. They won't hear the fire alarm going off outside. But
truly, who's to say?
Siren, whatever it is. Anyway, we got free tickets, but I think we're going to see Twisters with it, so we won't be talking about that, unfortunately. But
growing up, my dad and my brother were obsessed with Twister, so I fucking hated it. And then Matt was rewatching it the other day, and
I was giggling. It's so good.
Your eyes were glued to the screen. I was so mad at myself.
We have to finish it.
I was like, they were right this whole time. Damn it.
We only watched like 10 minutes too.
Yeah.
Maybe we should put that on after this.
Oh, I want to finish The Boys.
Okay, that's
before
fine.
I get spoilers.
Yeah. Well, if you want to hear us cover Twisters on the podcast, or Twister, let us know.
Well,
I'll talk about it.
Since A Quiet Place Day 1 is a newer horror, we posted on our Instagram and we asked our followers what their favorite horror of the year was so far.
Okay. Well, I know mine. But
yeah,
go ahead.
I know what yours is. I Saw the TV Glow.
Mine is I Saw the TV Glow. I Saw the TV Glow is also one of my favorite movies of the year. I would say it is top 3 for movie of the year for me.
No one said that.
No one else said that? Mm-hmm. We got our audience is clearly uncultured.
Oh my God. Don't call people piggies again, please.
No, I love it. I feel like it's a fun bit to be mean to the audience. I feel like I hope they laugh at it. If you don't, leave a comment. I think that people find it funny. It's what makes me laugh, so.
I think you might be the only one. Who's to say?
I Saw the TV Glow is literally like a top 3 movie of the year, and Challengers, and Dune Part 2, and Furiosa.
Dune Part 2 was so good, and I keep forgetting about it because it was so early.
It was so early, yeah. And then you see something like...
They kind of messed up.
Yeah, they didn't. It was great.
It's a great movie either way, but I think it would be more present on our minds for awards contention if it came out later in the year.
But I'll keep pushing I Saw the TV Glow. Like, it is just phenomenal. So... But that's not what we're talking about today. We have an episode on it. If you want to hear it, go listen to that.
Okay, so favorite horror of the year. We polled our followers, so I'm going to go through some of the answers. Queer Horror High said Immaculate. Bells of Horror said, oddly enough, Abigail, but there's still a bunch I haven't seen.
Okay, not a bad take. Abigail, it wouldn't be my favorite, but I enjoyed Abigail.
Paranormal in Pennsylvania also said Abigail.
Everyone's so funny. Please go see I Saw the TV Glow, guys.
Rick's Horror Lab said, Late Night with the Devil, although I must admit, Abigail is a close second. J Squared Horror also said Late Night with the Devil. They said Late Night with the Devil hands down.
Guys, no, again, these are all fine. It's just like, straight up, I Saw the TV Glow is on a full other level.
Okay, first, we don't know if these people saw I Saw the TV Glow.
Yeah, that's the issue.
And second, I Saw the TV Glow isn't like giving horror, which we talk about in the episode, but that's not what its sole intention was.
I don't know. I felt pretty horrified.
Okay. No, I felt very emotional and emotionally uncomfortable. But again, that's not what everyone looks for when they go to a quote horror movie. So I think that one was so hard to fit into a genre, and labeling a genre might have caused like a detriment to that. Projectile Varmint of No Bodies said Longlegs so far, but I have high hopes for Oddity.
I also just heard about Oddity recently, and I think we should cover it. Just saying. I don't know if you've heard much, but I heard it's very scary.
I just know it exists.
It's
I haven't watched the trailer.
You know,
or
they
anything.
said that Longlegs is the scariest movie of the year. Oddity is actually supposed to be the scariest movie of the year.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, maybe too scary for you. We should get Preston on.
Uh-oh. Okay. And Horror Cafe said A Quiet Place Day 1.
Okay.
So here we are covering A Quiet Place Day 1.
Horror Cafe shout out.
This is for you, homies. We will be doing a future episode with them. So we're in talks. So that's very exciting. We also have some future episodes planned with a couple of the people who answered. So we're excited to have you on the mic again later. Thanks for participating. We'll keep posting little polls and stuff. So if you want your name shouted out on the pod, definitely make sure to comment. Okay, so we already mentioned A Quiet Place Day 1 was written and directed by Michael Sarnowski. He was picked to direct this movie after directing 2021's Pig with
Which
Nicolas
we haven't
Cage.
seen. I've heard it's very good, and I haven't seen it.
It's very much an indie film.
Okay. Is it considered horror or no?
I think it is. It's horror adjacent, at least. Yeah, we haven't seen it, so I'm not 100% sure. But they thought it would be a good fit. So I'm not sure if this is his like most mainstream project, but I do think that that's really fun. And they picked like someone who'd done, like they picked him from a smaller project. That's cool. Like we said, starring Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn. Also featuring Alex Wolff, Djimon Hounsou. And you might recognize Djimon Hounsou because he was in A Quiet Place 2.
Part 2.
Part 2. That's why I paused, because I only wrote 2, and I was like, I think it's part 2, and then I panicked. He didn't get a name in that because, I don't know, he just didn't. I was going to say, because they're all signing and stuff, but they're not. They talk, because he's on the island. But he gets a name in this one. His name is Henry. And we get the backstory of how he got to the island, which is really fun.
His name is also Henry with an I, which is the same name as my Baldur's Gate 3 character. Henry with an I.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why with an I?
I don't know. Thought it was cool.
Okay.
Looks rad.
Well, Alex Wolff was also in Pig, so his casting in here tracks.
I was so excited when I saw him. Mm-hmm. I really like him.
I really like him too. He's really engaging. I feel like he's pretty charismatic.
He's got a lot of talent. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. I really think his big glow up was obviously Hereditary. Mm-hmm. And just keep putting him in stuff. In this, it's funny because he seems so much more adult. He looks a little like...
Yeah, it was kind of wild.
It looks like he put on some weight maybe, or they just made him look that way. It might be the beard. Because he's got a beard, and I want more of him, is all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. There was like a really like... He just seemed like a nice guy. Mm-hmm. There's like a softness to him. I don't know how to explain.
He was great.
I wish I could put it in words better. But
so
I have a podcast. You think I should be able to?
Yeah, we're not always great with our words.
When I'm talking about themes, I think I crush. But why someone is charismatic, all I have is he's got Riz.
Sometimes I just feel like I'm talking like Charlie Kelly.
Yeah.
Like I'm really like illiterate half the time. Okay, but Lupita Nyong'o plays our central character, Sam. And in the film, Sam has a cat named Frodo.
This cat should be up for best actor. The
cat was so good.
Oh, there's 2 cats, actually.
I loved Kitty.
We waited to see what the credit was.
Stayed for the credits just to see who played Frodo, and I will share that. But when Lupita was cast, she'd asked Sarnowski, the director, if they can change it to any other animal because she was afraid of cats. And he was like, no. Because it's pretty important to the story that it's a cat.
This cat rules. This cat like completely grounds the film.
Mm-hmm. And she had to overcome her fear of cats with exposure therapy for the film. So for those at home who don't really know what exposure therapy is, it's a type of therapy for anxiety for people with like a phobia. So you're basically exposed to different situations, objects, activities, or whatever that cause you anxiety. In like a healthy, safe environment. And you kind of oftentimes get progressively closer to the thing. So I had a professor once who had a client that was basically afraid of germs in their food. So they wouldn't eat anything that they hadn't just prepared with fresh ingredients that they just bought from the grocery store, which is so debilitating. So first they practiced with like eating leftovers that he had made. Then they practiced with, maybe they built up to getting food from a restaurant or something. And eventually she got him to the point of like eating off the floor, which is like an extreme situation, but basically like proving like you can do it. So I think exposure therapy is super interesting, but Lupita had to go through exposure therapy for cats.
We're going to exposure therapy Hannah on roller coasters someday. We've been working on it.
Honestly, I think I need to exposure therapy myself with mice. Like genuinely. Like genuinely.
Being afraid of mice is a normal fear though.
Yeah.
But I guess yours is over the top.
Mine is very over the top. It's not good. But by the end of production, she adopted a cat.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that. I love that.
Yeah, I kept that to myself because it was so exciting.
Adorable.
And
I do love her too.
The cat's shelter name is what she kept, and it was Yo-Yo. So
Adorbs.
She has Yo-Yo the cat. I'm so happy. It causes me the same level of happiness that like Glenn Powell adopting Brisket during Twisters.
Oh, that was during Twisters he adopted that dog? I just thought he had it beforehand.
I think it was like either during or right beforehand, yeah.
Speaking of charisma. Damn.
Yeah. That man.
You gotta love that for him. He just seems like a good dude.
Yeah, I love him.
I hope nothing bad comes out about him ever. Stay away from Scientology. You can hang out with Tom Cruise, but...
Yeah, stay away.
Well, I mean, I guess if you make good movies, you get a little Scientology as a treat. Usually what I say.
Scientology as a treat.
Yeah. I know it's bad. I know it's really bad. Nobody come at me for that. Scientology's really, really bad.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny that
I actually truly don't know that much about it.
It's not good. We can like, let's do an episode. It's pretty horrific. Like it's like it's either the president of its wife has been like missing for a while.
And
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay. Well,
I'm pretty sure like Katie Holmes had to be like like rescued from it's not good.
Well, Frodo.
But Tom Cruise makes good movies, so.
Yep. Frodo the cat. As you said, we waited for the credits to see who Frodo was played by. He was played by two cats named Nico and Schnitzel.
Schnitzel. I love naming cats after food.
I love Schnitzel. And
I want a cat named Beef so bad, and Hannah won't let me.
Fucking refuse to have a cat named Beef. Is that my first F-bomb of the episode?
And I had one 50 seconds in, so.
Oh, no. Yeah. I refuse to have a cat named Beef. Actively refuse.
Divorce.
I kind of want... Nah. I kind of want to, like, one day foster...
It's going to be horror hour with the Hannah.
Bitch.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, I, at some point, want to foster a cat. You know this, but for the folks at home, a cat named Persephone. And if it's, like, a cat that has kittens, I want to name the babies after different Greek myths. It would be so cute. This
Zagreus.
Is Persephone. This is Perseus. Oh my god,
you accept that
so cute.
Persephone's children, then?
No, it could be any.
It said Zagreus from Hades, the game.
Shut the fuck up.
He was real. Just like not real. When I say real,
Greek
real
mythology,
to the myth.
yeah.
Okay.
Paramount wanted Frodo to be computer generated.
Isn't that fucking heinous? Death penalty for whoever's idea that was. Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
Isn't that insane?
You're gonna take away a real job for a cat?
But sorry,
AI's coming for your jobs. This is the thing. What are they going to do? Computer generate other actors too? Animals are actors. I know in Nope we kind of were talking about if we can really tame animals, but cats, come on. Well, cats and dogs have jobs. I'd rather a dog not work for police.
There were certain scenes where they wanted the cat to like bristle or be like upset.
Yeah.
But they ended up taking them out because they were like, we're not going to stress out the cat.
It also just like worked. Just add have it off screen and add a little yowl.
Yeah, like that's fine.
It's easy enough. I don't know. It's also actually, I joke about the jobs. It's jobs for trainers too. Like animals in Hollywood has been a big thing. Just don't do animals that shouldn't be trained. Like we shouldn't be fucking with monkeys. Mm-hmm. But like dogs, cats, horses even, I feel like it's okay. Just don't abuse them. There's like all kinds of protections. So.
Yeah. Well, Sarnowski insisted they get a real cat.
I think you have to.
And hence we had Nico and Schnitzel.
They probably those cats probably get treated like royalty too.
They deserve it. They're amazing.
If Norton could be an actor, I'd let him go act.
That dog's dumb as rocks. I love my son.
Norton's way more likely to be an actor than our cat, Lily.
Oh yeah, 100%. No,
they're both pretty food motivated.
Yeah, though. Yeah. Honestly, I think it might be easier to teach Lily tricks because she loves food so much.
All right, we've been talking for 15 minutes. Back to the movie.
Okay. This movie does have an 87% on Rotten Tomatoes, making it the worst reviewed Quiet Place movie.
Whatever. I rolled my eyes at that.
Isn't that kind of crazy, though? 87. And that's the worst of the three.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. They're getting reviewed well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it deserves.
If you make a
overall
competent
positive
movie,
review.
your Rotten Tomatoes is going to be high because it is just a thumbs up, thumbs down system.
But and exactly by that metric, like I would give it a thumbs up. So
a C plus, I'm pretty sure gets you a thumbs up on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh wow.
Well, because it really is a thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah,
Maybe at least a B, I think. Like a B minus will get you a
definitely.
I
didn't know that. Yeah. Well, because this is a new release, I'm going to save one piece of background and let's just kind of talk through how we felt about the movie.
Okay.
Without spoilers.
To start off, I like it. I don't love any of the Quiet Place movies that much the way I know you do.
You used to. Pre-pandemic.
I think it's pre-pandemic. I think I don't know. Sometimes you grow out of something a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think I like this better than both part 1 and part 2. There's just some stuff that I think really like works. I don't think this movie is like fantastic by any means. I think it's very serviceable. I'll probably watch it again at some point. So that's high praise, right? I think there's a lot of people on Twitter, on the film Twitter doesn't like Quiet Place, but a lot of people are like, this one's great. They made a good one finally. And then there's some people like, shut the fuck up. This still is not good. There's a lot about this I like.
Yeah.
And I will get into why. I think it looks great. I think the creatures are scarier in this one. The idea of setting it in a city that's full of people really works. That. They dropped the gimmick of needing to be quiet a little bit, which I think is kind of critical to help these movies move forward. Like to only be silent is cool. But
I think the first one needed to be
agreed, completely agree. But after that, it just like, it doesn't work if you keep doing that. It kind of just tests our patience.
Stale.
It's stale.
Yeah.
So they let them, do little whispers. And
but like there's rain.
There was rain, or like there's constantly helicopters flying by, and which were these amazing scenes where the helicopters would fly by, and then you just hear a stampede of the death angels, whatever they call them. Going,
creatures.
There's a name for them, but nobody knows. They're called death angels, I think.
Where the fuck did you get that?
I saw it because someone was making fun of, what's her name? The lead actress.
Lupita Nyong'o?
Yeah. Her for not knowing the name of them. And then everyone was clowning on that person because they were like, they've never even said the name. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. They haven't.
But whatever they're called, I like that. I also think these creatures work better when there's swarms of them versus just 3. Like that was really fun to have a lot of them running around.
Yeah, it was definitely alarming.
Like they became scary again when I don't think they were as scary post the first movie.
I think there were a couple really good scenes of them kind of like not centered on the screen, like very much to the side or like hidden in the background. But like if you caught it before it attacked, it was like, oh shit, there it is. Oh, which is really fun framing.
I will also say, I don't think this is a spoiler. Narratively, I really like that this really isn't about the apocalypse. It's not about these creatures coming in. There is a full other story happening here that is just set to this Quiet Place world.
Yeah,
which is cool.
It still to me feels like not like a Quiet Place movie and more of an apocalypse movie than the other two.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying...
But it's not just a straight apocalypse movie, like you said. There is very much a focus on this one character and their arc and what that means for them and what that means for us. That
keeps it from being very stale. Because it's hey, let's take another story and backdrop it on the apocalypse. Which actually, you know what a good example, a movie we love, is Train to Busan.
Oh, 100%,
amazing zombie movie, but there is a whole other story going on that's basically just set in this apocalypse.
I think that's a good comparison. Yeah. I'll take that.
This is... they're similar. Train to Busan's better, but Train to Busan's really, really good.
Yeah.
When can we cover that? That's one that I just want people to watch.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I also would say that I didn't think this was as tense or scary compared to the first two. There was not a single scene that like got me in the same way that watching the first one the first time did.
I agree. I don't remember having a scene that like frightened me.
I closed my eyes once, so I did have one hide.
A couple of nice stressful moments.
Yeah, but nothing crazy. Mm-hmm. One hide. I do like how, and I'm not going to say what it means, but I like how it is very thematically different. It's not treading the same ground.
That's kind of what my point about how it's like a story set in the backdrop of A Quiet Place. Mm-hmm. Oh, can I talk about the actors? Or do you have something else you want to say? Lupita's always great. Mm-hmm. But the standout, obviously the cat is the standout performer, but the other standout is Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
And he's the easiest way to say he's got the sauce.
This is the first thing I've seen him in outside of Stranger Things. Is this the first thing he's actively been in since then?
He has a couple things. I think he's going to be in Gladiator. Well, we haven't seen it, but he's going to be in Gladiator 2.
But I'm saying the first release.
Oh, I'm not sure. You look it up while I talk about him. Okay, here's what I want to say about him. If anyone from Stranger Things is going to actually like make a career outside of it, I really hope it's him.
Yeah, I think
him
he's
and Gatton.
Fully capable. Well,
everyone there's great, but he just seems to really there's something special about this guy. He's 30, and he really is just wonderful in this movie in a very like endearing, like lovable way. And I'm glad he's going to be in a Ridley Scott movie, Gladiator 2. He seems like he's got a lot going for him. He can play. He's just like a British guy, and this one was very nice. He seems like he can play a weird little freak. He can play the rocker. That's all you need.
Yeah. Following Stranger Things, he was cast in this. He was cast in Gladiator 2. He was cast as Johnny Storm in The Fantastic Four, and he was cast in Warfare.
Keep him away from Marvel, please.
Well, he's already cast. And he was cast in Warfare, an A24 war film written and directed by Alex Garland, which he will film before working on The Fantastic Four. So, based off of his release list, this is the first major project that he has done since Stranger Things that is like recognizable.
He can play all three parts that men are allowed to play in Hollywood. Weird little freak, lovable goofball, and leading man, rocker. That's all you need.
Yeah, at first when he showed up in this, because I didn't realize he was in it.
Oh, I knew.
Because I don't pay attention well. I was like, oh, I'm nervous because like he's great in Stranger Things. That doesn't mean he's going to transfer to other things.
And I really don't like Stranger Things.
Yeah, but that does, yeah.
Post season 1, I love season 1. Everything after that, I really don't like.
He is like what makes that last season of Stranger Things work.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
At all. That last season does not work, but yeah, that's besides the point. Sorry for the ones that love it. It is a broken show.
We've had enough, but we're gonna watch the last season.
I'll watch it. I just hate how the last season felt like an 8-hour movie and it was a slog to get through because of that. That's kind of how I feel about The Boys season 4 right now, though, too. There's a lot of other issues with The Boys season 4, though.
Oh, yeah.
This show's getting bad, and I really liked the first 3 seasons, even though I knew it was bad, kind of goofy.
I'm hoping that they take season 5 in a better direction, and the episodes have like more of a structure that's not.
They feel
loosey-goosey. Yeah,
the show feels lost, especially where I felt like it was getting better into seasons 1, 2, and 3, and now I don't know.
Yeah, it was like one after another was better than the one before, and then 4 just took a fucking nosedive. It's like how Game of Thrones.
I don't know why. It just feels messy. It's still fine.
Yeah,
it just feels like a mess.
I'm thoroughly entertained. I still want Anthony Starr to get his fucking Emmy. He deserves all the noms in the world. He's so good.
All right, sorry.
Anyway,
I'm sending us back.
Yeah. Okay. So Joseph Quinn. Yeah, I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect, and it worked.
He's really good, and I feel bad only talking about him because I said Lupita is always very good.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows she's good, and the two of them together are great, and they have.
I was kind of surprised that they would have so much chemistry because, again, I think because I was like
they're good
worried about him.
They're good actors.
Yeah, so they have great chemistry together. There's a scene with the two of them towards the end that made me cry.
Mm-hmm. I teared up a little bit in the theater too.
Yeah, I looked at him and I was like, oh, he's lost it.
This is it's a tight movie.
Yeah. Like,
it's a well-written script. It knows how to hit the beats it needs. I think that's why people are like, wow, competent writing, the movie looks good. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Or sorry, only 87%. But that's the thing is, it's not like it's actually standout. I just think that there are a lot of movies right now that feel very bland, and kind of the state of movies can be a little abysmal right now. Mm-hmm. So when we get these like serviceable ones, it's like, oh my God, it's great. But luckily we are getting some heaters this year.
Yeah, we really are.
Dune Part 2 set a high bar.
And even if like
Furiosa.
I think Longlegs was the 10 out of 10 I wanted it to be. It was so unique and different that like that's what I want. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
That's how I felt about Challengers.
Well, yeah, Challengers is a whole different breed.
I keep talking about that. That's also a top 3 movie of the year for me right now. So.
This has really good emotional points, like you were saying. Obviously, like I said, I cried. Once I started crying, I did not stop crying. And this movie has a balls to the walls, awesome fucking ending.
Agreed.
It was great.
Yes. I guess all in all, I don't think you need to go to the theater to see it, but pay to see it somewhere. Watch it on streaming. Go to the theater if it's still out there. If you like the other Quiet Place movies, I think you'll like this one.
Yeah, definitely.
And even if you didn't like the other Quiet Place movies, I also think you'll like this one. Yeah. I think you might like this more, to be honest. So it's a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start spoiling.
Yeah. Do we
Okay, let's do 15? Yeah. I got one. Can I go first?
Oh, okay. Normally I make you go first. Yep. But you're volunteering. This is crazy.
Yeah, I got you.
Go.
Okay, Lupita and Joseph Quinn go get pizza.
Oh, so cute.
That was the plot of the movie. It's a very Mad Max Fury Road style plot. They turn left and then they come back. Yeah. In this one, they go get pizza.
Oh, so cute.
Did I break your heart?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, give me yours. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Dying girl with cute cat makes a friend, learns to trust friend, and gives friend cat.
That is also what happens.
I love cat also.
The cat. We love Frodo. Great name for a cat. Okay, I'm going to read this whole new one. What am I saying? New one.
Whole summary?
Whole summary. Okay, here we go. So, Sam is a pessimistic, terminally ill cancer patient living in a hospice outside New York City with her cat, Frodo. Ruben, a nurse, convinces Sam to join a group outing to a marionette show in Manhattan. While in the city, the group notices meteor-like objects falling from the sky. Shortly afterwards, hostile extraterrestrial creatures attack the gathered crowd. In the ensuing chaos, Sam is knocked unconscious. Sam later wakes up inside the puppet theater with Frodo and other survivors, including Henry, who signals her to remain quiet. Announcements from military helicopters warn civilians to stay silent and hidden until the authorities can rescue them. Sam then witnesses fighter jets bombing and destroying the bridges leading out of Manhattan, preventing the creatures from leaving the island. The power grid cuts out that night, causing the building's emergency generator to noisily activate. Ruben turns it off, but attracts a creature that kills him upon hearing him. A distraught Sam takes Frodo and leaves for Harlem to get her dying wish, some pizza. The military announces it is prepping to evacuate civilians by boat from South Street Seaport, as the creatures are unable to swim. Groups of people start leaving buildings towards the evacuation point, but the volume of their crowd movement alerts the creatures, who attack them and cause a stampede. Sam flees in the opposite direction and is separated from Frodo. Eric, an English law student, escapes a flooded subway station and encounters Frodo following him back to Sam. She attempts to convince Eric to go south to the evacuation point, but Eric is in shock and follows Sam back to her apartment instead. While there, Eric learns Sam is an acclaimed and published poet. The next morning, Sam leaves alone for Harlem, but Eric finds her and they continue their journey together. Sam and Eric accidentally alert the creatures and flee into a flooded subway. With no other way out, the pair are forced to wade through the deep waters, eventually waking a dormant creature that pursues them but drowns while they escape. Sam falls unconscious after the ordeal. They end up in a ruined church, and while Sam rests, Eric ventures out alone to get pain medication for her from a pharmacy. He then rescues Frodo from a construction site, discovering a group of creatures led by a large one feeding on the remains of an organic egg-like pod. Sam tells Eric that as a child, she used to watch her late father play jazz at a club in Harlem, and he would get pizza with her at Patsy's afterwards, something Sam always wanted to do before she died. Unfortunately, when they reach Patsy's, they found it burned down. Eric finds pizza from another store and takes Sam to the club so her dying wish can be fulfilled. Eric and Sam see boats in the river filled with survivors escaping Manhattan. As the two leave together, creatures start to congregate along the shore. Sam gives Eric her jacket and Frodo, and then runs off to distract creatures by smashing car windows. Meanwhile, Eric and Frodo narrowly escape by jumping into the water and are pulled up into a boat by Henry. Eric then finds a note in the jacket written by Sam telling him to take good care of Frodo and thanking him for reminding her how to live. Sam walks into a deserted street as she listens to Nina Simone's, is that how you say it, Feeling Good on her iPod. Sam smiles as she unplugs her earphones and lets the song blare, causing a nearby creature to appear behind her, and it's assumed that it kills her. And that's the movie.
Oh,
so she goes out on her own terms.
Hands him Frodo.
Is that when you started crying?
That's when I started. That's the first moment that it got me. And then when she unplugs her headphones, I saw it coming, obviously. Yeah. But then I started crying more.
It was fantastic. And it
love
also,
this ending. She takes it out like on a beat in the song, and like the creature lands behind her on a beat in the song. That's really fun. Yeah. It's just like really well cut.
And she's edited. Like at peace. This is, you know, when you talk about like suicide needs to be handled really, like well in movies for it to like work.
Yeah, it needs to be handled delicately. Yeah.
This is like a payoff because she is dying and sick, and this is like she had her good last day. And she said, okay, it's time now. And I love that. I really, really like this ending. It makes me feel a lot of things.
Yeah. No, I thought it was great. And I think before that, I was like, I like this movie. I don't know how much I like the movie. And then the end 5 minutes, I was like, okay, great. Applause. Thank you. Nailed it.
I had been enjoying it the whole time because I like to see their like relationship build up. Because
I liked it, but I just wasn't as sold until the end of it.
See, I guess I like the setup. I kind of like the romantic tension between them, but it's not exactly that. It's just a relationship. It's just like a love between two strangers.
Between two buddies.
That ending just works so well. I think that's really what makes the movie stand out.
Holy shit.
It's awesome. And it just for her smiling and she just unplugs this shit. She's like, that's it. And is just like completely like at peace after being pessimistic and having this horrible thing happen all movie. And then this creature just lands behind her and it cuts to black, but she doesn't give a shit because she's like, I'm out on my own terms. It is, I know I said that already, but it really was impactful to me.
Yeah.
Also, when they get to Patsy's and it was burned down, I was going to cry.
I know. Well,
but he got her pizza somewhere else, so it's okay.
Fun fact about Patsy's. Patsy's Pizzeria in Harlem is a real pizzeria and is considered by many to be the originator of New York-style pizza.
Whoa. Is that like Pat's and Gino's, where it probably actually sucks?
I don't know, but now I feel like I have to go to Patsy's.
Just because of this movie? I wonder if they got... I'm sure they had to get some...
Oh, I hope so. Yeah. Well, that was, if I'm not mistaken, one of the only times... Or the only time they filmed on site in New York.
Okay.
Was outside Patsy's.
That's really cool. But it was burned down.
Well, it still looked like Patsy's.
I gotcha.
And they wanted to get the street and everything right. But yeah, I loved that. Fun fact. We love pizza.
That is the driving force being she just wants her goddamn pizza. Because from the beginning of the movie, Alex Wolff is like, come to the show. We'll get you pizza after. That's all she wanted was to get. She's like, I want to get real pizza in New York. And that gets messed up. And I love that she's like, no, I'm not going to escape. I'm dying. I just want my goddamn pizza.
Yeah.
And then find someone that's like, okay, I can be down for that.
I honestly found it so relatable.
Like, I'll come get pizza with you. He's just like, I'm scared to be alone. This is scary. Let's go get pizza. Like, really, it's just awesome. It's such an easy thing to make your movie, like, feel, I guess just make the audience feel something.
Yeah.
Because we get it. I get it. World's ending, you know.
What's the point?
I might not have another chance here. Like, let's go get some za.
Yeah. Well, it's also like, I kind of feel that way, period. Like, when apocalypse started happening. My brother's always like, how are you going to get underground into a bunker? I'm like, I'm dying, and that's fine.
We're going out.
Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go order my fucking pizza or my favorite restaurant or whatever.
We got to hope other people aren't ordering. We might have to go there.
Watch something good.
Yeah, watch some TV.
Listen to some music I like.
Let the bombs fall.
And
you know?
If I go, I go. And
that's how I feel.
So I liked seeing a character who had that same attitude.
Maybe call some family. You kind of forgot about that one.
Well, obviously.
Be like, what are you guys doing for the end of the world? We're getting pizza from this place. My brother would be like,
I'm running into the bunker now.
Like, all right, see you, dude.
Like, bye. Have fun in your bunker. I'm out, dude.
What movie are we watching? We're watching Mad Max Fury Road. Smoking weed, waiting for the bombs to drop. All right.
But yeah, so I liked that, especially because I think it's a really fun concept to focus on someone who doesn't see the value in living through the invasion. Like, because the first two, they clearly see value of living through. They're working
having
together.
Babies.
They're working together as a family to survive. And this goes in a completely different direction. And I thought it was needed.
I probably should have said that first, that's actually the really cool driving plot point is you have a character that's like, I don't give a shit because I'm dying.
Yeah.
Like to have to be following a terminally ill cancer patient it's great. I know it's been done before, but to put it in this situation, like, it's just good writing.
Yeah, to put it in this
It's universe. So easy. It's such an easy idea, and it's awesome. It pays off.
Oh, I meant to say story was also not written, but contributed to by John Krasinski.
Okay, Jim Office. Give him a little credit.
Yeah, forgot. He was partially responsible for story.
Well, let's talk about what else we liked. So obviously we really like the narrative in this one. I think overall good enough looking movie. Nothing like crazy, but the creatures looked, obviously CGI, looked pretty good. I don't love this creature design, but I know that we have to go with it based on the previous ones. And I think when I said before, when there's a lot of them moving together, they look like a horde of like bugs, and it's really freaky.
It was creepy.
It's pretty fun, but they're not really the focus of this one because it's not really a horror movie. No, it is focused on these two characters living through an apocalypse.
Yeah. It's these two people living through an apocalypse. That's why I said to me this is an apocalypse movie, not a horror movie.
And one of the best scenes is when they're in her apartment and it's raining, and they're just like able to
talk
and just be
just be
like
together,
learn about each other,
read poetry.
Yeah, because she was a poet.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
Okay, anything else we really liked?
I feel like most of what we talked pre-spoilers was things we like. I don't really think we like
Frodo, baby,
shit on the movie at all there.
This cat, I will keep talking, is incredible, and they use the hell out of this cat. And this, if I said, it may be the actual most important part of the movie, because if you don't have the cat, this movie doesn't work. It like pulls them together. It's a really easy like Deus Ex Machina in a lot of ways, but it like you don't care because it's cat, and we're like, yeah, cats do dumb things. I've seen a cat before.
The cat causes conflict, but also then like helps resolve conflict, and
it's super cute. It just doesn't. I love. She just carries this thing around all the time.
Well, I think because she's kind of hardened by the fact that she's terminal and she's willing to just get her pizza and pass. I think having her soften because she's cuddling with a cat named Frodo really helps until we get more of her characterization.
Everyone's going to root for an animal too. So like if they were afraid that we were going to be like, she's too cranky or something, like that we won't. Because obviously, like, fuck you. She's a terminally ill patient. Of course she's going to be cranky. But no, you got the cat. So it like really makes you endeared to her immediately. And then also the cat basically picks Joseph Quinn. So you're automatically going to like him. It's genius. Everyone should use cats in their movies. It's like cheating.
It was so cute and fluffy. Yeah, towards the end, I was like, I swear to God, if something happens to Frodo, I swear to God, if they kill the cat, I'm going to be so upset.
They were never going to kill Frodo.
I know. And the fact that Frodo survives with him.
Also, that's so like his cute piece of her.
Yeah.
He needs to take. Now I want A Quiet Place Day 2 with Joseph Quinn and Frodo. I'll watch it.
It's him moving into the island.
I feel like it's weird because then the island gets messed up, so I'm worried that Frodo and him die in A Quiet Place Part 2.
I think it's nice to think that this whole time he's been there happy with Henry.
With Frodo.
And with Frodo.
Yeah.
The thing is in A Quiet Place Part 2, only the one got to the island that we know of on the boat, and it follows her into the radio station and then she kills it. Yeah, so like beyond the initial slaughter of when it got into the neighborhood, like hopefully only a few people died.
He's out there somewhere.
Yeah, so we can feel safe in knowing Frodo's fine.
Frodo's out there. Yeah. Also, this cat, I think cats are also like people themselves. Like they kind of are their own.
They have so much personality.
So they kind of just do whatever they want. Yeah. I'll get off the cat. You want me to talk about things I don't like?
Yeah.
Okay. This one's kind of dumb, kind of easy. The note that she writes basically spells out the themes to us, and I was kind of frustrated because I'd already figured out what the movie was trying to say.
Like, so I was like, you guys think I'm
you guys think I'm stupid? Because I wanted her to just be like, thank you for this day. Here's my cat. But it was literally like, thank you. You taught me how to live again. You taught me like how to live. And I was like, yeah, no shit. That was the point of the movie. The point, like, I got that. So I was just I know they're doing it for the masses, but I was like a little bit like,
I also did think it was kind of sweet, and I was already kind of crying because she gave him the cat. So then hearing her write to him, knowing she was going to always give him the cat and sacrifice herself, like that was always her plan. Like, I don't know, in that way it hit, but yeah, I don't think it needed to be as spelled out because we're not dumb.
And my comparison is one of my favorite movies of all time is Swiss Army Man, and a big theme of that is like a lot of people don't truly live. And it's like an encouragement. It's like a call to action to live. And they don't have to ever say that. It's like you can get that to that point on your own. And it's better if you get to it on your own.
Side note, when Jackie and I did our day trip to Annapolis the other weekend, I was just shuffling all of my music in the car, and I had saved a song from Swiss Army Man.
Hell yeah, it was the opening song.
Yeah.
I love that movie so much.
And I started giggling. Because it was legit like Paul Dano like humming.
Yep.
Yeah.
We should watch
so
that.
Good.
Easily one of my top 5 movies of all time.
It's kind of a wild pick, but I get it.
It makes me feel things.
It's not mine.
That's all I ask. That's all I ask in my art. I want to feel things.
Yeah, but then I put on Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and you feel too many things.
That makes me feel too many things, and I don't always like the way that one makes me feel. I like that movie.
That's
it's
me
really
after
good.
watching Manchester by the Sea. I was so depressed for like 3 weeks.
Sometimes movies make you feel the wrong things.
Well, that was supposed to make you feel like absolute shit.
I know. No, I like that movie. And I'm fine feeling like shit, but it just depends. Swiss Army Man makes me feel like happy to be alive and like I'm going to go out and fight God. You know? Sorry, I don't know. Like I could, I feel empowered. I guess I don't want to fight anybody. That's not about fighting.
No.
But I feel that I have the power within me.
I just like Daniel Radcliffe being a compass and a jet ski and a corpse.
It was a great movie. All right, let's talk about this one. We're all over the place today, but we were told by my mom that she likes when we do that. So
yeah, this is just for you, Kate.
Okay. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I don't like. I think...
I have like a scene I didn't like.
Go ahead.
For some reason, I just really fucking hated the flooding subway scene.
It was just felt like it needed to be there for like tense. They were like, oh, we haven't had a scary moment in a while. So they didn't fully commit to the fact that it didn't need to be a horror movie because they like sold it as a horror movie. So like we need to have a horror scene.
Yeah,
it was tense though.
Like,
Frodo had to go underwater. I was really worried about Frodo. I was like,
why are the subways flooding this bad?
Oh, good question.
It was raining or anything.
Good question.
Just like, I don't know, logistically didn't make sense. And then them just being in the water, I just like didn't care. And I was like, ew, that's gross, dude.
Yeah.
Stop going down there.
Maybe that's one thing. Something I don't like is it has the pitfalls of being like a prequel to something and being part of a franchise. Is that there are just like certain beats they have to hit. So you don't really get to make exactly what you want. It kind of felt like they took a separate script and just said, you know what? That script, that should be part of the Quiet Place franchise. I'm not saying universe. I hate that we say universe. It used to be franchises back in the day.
Well, we know that that's not what happened, but I understand why you feel
feels that way. And I get, it's not anything amazing. I think that like just sometimes when you see something that's like very serviceable, it's easy to be like, yeah, it's pretty damn good. And when they're able to pull those emotional strings, they cheat a little bit by pulling the emotional things that makes me like the movie more.
Yeah.
It's not actually cheating, but I'm just saying they manipulated me into liking this.
They got me crying, so props to them, dog.
Okay.
Props.
I don't have anything else I like didn't like. Like I said, it's not anything game changing, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair.
Themes, we kind of already hit on them, but we can say it again, that it is really about like learning to live again. In a character that does not have a lot to live for, doesn't really have family around, has her cat, and is in a horrible situation that I think a lot of people can relate to, whether it's them or a family member having a terminal disease, because I mean, cancer is big. Big. So it's the hot thing right now and has been for a while. And so I think like, or just it's about grief in general. Yeah. Because really she hits acceptance at the end. This is a grieving movie. Like, and that is, she goes probably through the 5 stages in this movie.
Very much about her dying on her own terms and being like, okay with the way she's leaving this earth.
Yeah. And I think she's able to reach acceptance because of Joseph Quinn's character, Eric. Yeah. And that's like, she would not have been able to get there without him. And there were other people there trying to help her, like Alex Wolff's character. And then she also has to grieve him dying. Yeah. And then facing her own mortality. And I think it's like, it's really cool to just tell the story of finding a friend for the end of the world.
That's what I kept saying. I've never seen Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, but that title of that movie kept sticking with me through this whole movie. Like, that was really encapsulated the plot.
I agree. And I like that a lot. Like, it just, it works. And they do spell out the exact theme for you. It's, like we said, learn to live again. Learn to accept this.
Yeah, because he helps her too by taking her to the club and getting her pizza.
In return, she saves his life. And tells him, okay, now go live for the both of us. Yeah. And go take my cat. Go live for the both of us. I know, that's why it's so manipulative. And it's not. I'm being a jerk by saying that because I do think this had a chance to just be the blandest thing ever, but it's like you just add a little nuance with writing this theme, even though it is right out there and they smack you in the face with it, and it works. Because it emotionally pulls at us.
We're kind of dumb for leading into this being like, it doesn't look that good from the trailers. Because do you really think Lupita Nyong'o would have signed on to a bad movie?
I don't know. We see plenty of people sign on to bad movies.
I know. I just like to think she's better than that.
Well, it was cute.
Yeah.
Overall. All right. I think I'm ready to rate or do favorite scenes and then rate. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I was going to say, you bitch.
Oh, and hot takes, duh.
Scenes.
Oh, how can I not love the part where she pulls the headphones out and dies?
Yeah.
It's so good. It's also like such a gutsy way to end the movie that makes me really happy to be like, yeah, she's dying. And we're like gonna make it like a big spectacle. We're not gonna show her die on screen, but like it's over for her. And I love how ballsy that is. And it looks great and feels good. And it's like a really cool way to take a scary creature and take the power away.
Yep.
I think that's all I can say.
Yeah, I would also say that.
Okay, how about the scene in the club, the jazz club?
Well, him being a magician was so cute. And
I didn't even talk about that.
She was at first just like,
he did magic for her. It was like the show.
Yeah,
as part of her perfect day.
At first she was kind of giving like, shut the fuck up. And then as it kept going, she like kind of engaged with it and laughed and it was really sweet. No, but what I was going to say was her handing him the cat. Just because.
Oh, no.
It made me feel all the things.
It's cute. And she sacrifices herself. But she also gets away. So she doesn't actually sacrifice herself in that moment. Okay. We got some takes. I got one from Letterboxd. I'm not going to read the person's name because that's weird. They actually, they're bad in the first half and they're better in the second. But he said, it's mostly boring. It made me want to sleep. It is 0% scary and doesn't add anything to the franchise. As always, the inconsistent lore about which sound attracts monsters ruins the tension. There are so many good apocalyptic horror movies that were actually about something, about society or humanity. LMAO, we live in a society. Now we get stuff like A Quiet Place Day One, which is just about cheesy character beats and avoiding cynical ideas. The best way to view this movie is to see it as a film about the final days of a dying woman, because the scenes revolving around that work the best. Yeah, you got it, buddy. That was the point.
Last sentence nailed it home.
Yeah, that's like, yes, correct. You were right, but like everything else, what? Like, why didn't you just go with that?
Yeah, it's not mostly boring. I think it has good pacing. And I think it adds to the franchise because it adds like a new thematic element. I think the second one adds on to the first, but like at its core is covering the same.
It also adds to the franchise by just being something cool and different within the same apocalyptic scenario.
Yeah, like, do I think we needed it? Probably not, like, but do I like it? Yeah.
Do you want to see the same apocalyptic story that Children of Men nailed a decade ago? Like, it's all the same stuff. Society bad, or The Last of Us did, which also took from Children of Men. Like, it's fine. Or fucking 28 Days Later did. It's all the same. Like, I like seeing a bottle story. No, it's not a bottle story. I feel like it's like a beach episode, you know? It's about two characters within this overarching crazy thing happening. Beach episode's not a good example either. I don't know what we call this in the biz.
I don't know the biz. Well, I didn't find any hot takes, but I did find 2 comments on Reddit that were really funny. The first is, every cat owner watching this movie is thinking, I'd be dead within the first hour of the invasion with my cat. And we can relate because that bitch would be yelling the whole damn movie. She talks so much. This one is also so funny. My girlfriend, the second I sneezed in the theater, see, you would have gotten us killed already.
That's funny.
So funny.
All right. You want to rate it? I'm ready to be done. I said what needed to be said.
Damn, you Russian. Anyone remember what I said for A Quiet Place Part 2 as my rating?
No.
Because that's my rating for this one.
Okay. So you think it's worse than the first, but equivalent with the second?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say that.
I don't know what I ranked the other two at, but I was going to give this a 7.5 out of 10.
I think that's what you gave the first one. Or the second one. I don't know. You gave one of them a 7.5.
But for some reason, I feel more interested in watching this one again than the other two.
Well, you've also seen the other two a couple times, so I get that. I think it's fair.
Well.
Yeah, I do want to watch this again. Partially because the cat, partially because their relationship was so sweet, partially because Lupita deserves me to watch all her shit.
And Joseph.
And Joseph.
And Frodo. Schnitzel and
I said the cat first, dog. And the ending, sometimes you just want to cry. And this will get me to cry again. I know it.
Great use of feeling good as well.
Oh my god, it was so good.
You also didn't realize this was choice. You didn't realize this was the original because you're a Michael Bubble fan. I don't know, is that him?
Yeah,
Michael Bubble fan.
I knew Michael.
Hannah thinks his version's better than the original, so cancel her.
Okay, no, I knew Michael Bublé was not the original. Like, I knew that. Yeah. I just didn't know who the original was. And I didn't know the original was a woman.
Which one do you think is better? Which one?
I have nostalgia for Michael Bubble. So I can't really say. And I also didn't listen to all of Nina Simone's, I'll be honest. We didn't stay through the whole credits.
We had played it for you on my phone afterwards.
I didn't listen to the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Well, canceled.
Yeah, you can fight me if you want, but I have nostalgia. My mom and I used to listen to Michael Bubble all the time.
Stop calling. I can say that. You actually like him. You have to say his real name. Bublé.
He has the best Christmas album.
Oobla. Michael Oobla.
Oobla. That was a pretty good impression of what's his name.
What I did?
No, when I just said Oobla.
Yeah, that was good.
That's
from the Jimmy Neutron
voice,
movie,
yeah.
if people are wondering.
Oh my god, it's so good. Right. I love Oobla.
Me too. Good movie.
Great movie.
We can't cover the Jimmy Neutron movie, unfortunately.
It has one of the scariest scenes of all time for me.
The chicken?
The fucking chicken alien. It has my two least favorite things, bird and
scary.
alien.
And then it gets fried.
That is
what is the name
scary.
of that? Poltra?
Poltra.
Poltra?
It is Poltra. Because it's poultry.
Yeah.
It's so clever.
Poltra.
Oobla.
All right.
I'm going to keep saying that. It's so fun to say.
Well, we're signing off here. I hope the new mic sounds good. I've been Matt, as usual.
And as always, I've been Hannah.
Happy hauntings, all that stuff. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Horror Hour with the Hannahs. Make sure to listen to future episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, or wherever you can find podcasts. You can follow us at Horror Hour with the Hannahs on TikTok and Instagram for more content. If you like the podcast, please follow and leave a review on your favorite podcasting app. Happy hauntings!